Ready.
Ready? Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're here with Radiyadior today, featuring Radiyadior. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really, really good. I'm nervous.
Okay. So today we have a few questions for you.
Okay.
As a stylist, what things can you say you specialize in?
Honestly, it took me a while to actually find my niche as a stylist, but I can say I specialize in personal styling the most, which is everyday people. People who need help with their wardrobe, figuring out what things work for their body type, what colors work for them, concerts, photo shoots, birthday parties, things of that nature.
Cool. Who do you feel like your target audience is?
I feel like my target audience are those people who feel like a superstar inside, but they're not sure how to actually capture their style through clothing. Or I feel like my people are women and I would say men because I style men sometimes, who are looking to pretty much just like elevate their lifestyle through clothing. So knowing that there's a different level for them, but they're not sure to how to actually attain it, what stores to actually shop at, how much of a budget they should have or shouldn't have. Yeah.
Who is Radiyadior?
That's a really good question. Radiyadior is originally who I started as. Just a fun fact, so my name is Radia, and my original name was going to be Dior from my mother, and she ended up not naming me that because she liked the definition of my first name, so it's something that I always went by, but it was a great avatar for me to actually use and brand myself with back in 2015 when I first started.
Would you say Radiyadior is different from Roddy Rich, and if so, how would you say?
Yes, they are like identical twins with just like different personalities. So I feel like Roddy Rich is more of like, I don't want to be seen, like I'd rather just be everywhere or just in my own bubble. I'm very introverted. I know that I have my people, I spend time with my people, I show what I feel like I want the world to know. And then I have this like superstar aspect of myself, which is Radiyadior, where I have to post more about myself, more about my work. I have to like put myself out there more, be more extroverted. So they definitely differ. It's different sides of me. It's my way of like actually showing myself in two different lights.
What inspires you to create?
I feel like what inspires me to create, I actually just got my spark back to create. So right now, me actually seeing myself get to my highest potential is what inspires me right now. I kind of just got my foot on the gas, and it's just like whatever it is that I'm actually thinking about or whatever color I feel like is inspiring me to actually come up with a creative thought, I'm just doing that. I'm not really overthinking it anymore. And God, I feel like God is like my greatest creator. He shows me his creations every single day, not only through me, but just through nature, through people, through signs, through wonders. And that alone is just like enough to make me want to just create what I feel like I see as beautiful.
What can we look for in the near future when it comes to Radia as a brand itself?
Definitely, I want to be on the big screen. I want to really get like a modeling contract. That's something that I really genuinely don't want to talk myself out of anymore. Like I really love to model. I really love to take pictures and actually collaborating more with more brands that's more high end. Collaborating with people that you can actually see my works through their personal style and how I am able to transform it through just like a period or a consecutive period of time.
All right. And where do you see yourself being in the next 1 to 3 years?
It's so crazy. I see myself being a mom and like using my kids as like my muses and like doing runway shows and like kind of like Kamora Lee Simmons, like how she was with Baby Fat. And I see myself building Radiyadior up in such a way where it is on billboards. It's collaborating with some of the highest people. I see myself working with like Pharrell, Tyler the Creator. Like those are people that I feel like I really vibrate with.
What are some of the pros and cons in styling?
I feel like a pro is that I literally get to make people feel and look really beautiful and have confidence about themselves. It really lets me know that I'm adding to the world as a contribution in such a like beautiful way. I feel like a con is that a lot of people feel like you're kind of like not, how can I actually explain this? I feel like a con would be like most people feel like you have to be doing what you're doing. Like it's like Molly the maid type of behavior. Like when you're on set or like the way that they talk to you is like you don't really get the credit behind the scenes that I feel like you really deserve. You only get the credit really when the photos actually come out if they end up tagging you or want to actually include you in a production. And that's something that you really have to have really thick skin and like a lot of confidence within what it is that you're doing. And you have to be assertive in the field because if you're not, you kind of will just get like pushed over, you know.
What would you tell a young girl who wants to get into fashion?
I would tell them to be themselves. That's literally how I made my mark. I just did what I wanted to do, and the world kind of just wrapped its arms around me from there. Don't try to fit into what they feel like they're seeing on TikTok or like on Instagram. It's okay to just like take little pointers when it comes to like posting content and things like that, but find and develop who it is that you are. And the people that's for you will naturally gravitate towards you. The opportunities will come, and you'll end up being way more satisfied with what you end up creating and who you are if you actually go that route.
What would you tell the 5-year-old Radiyadior?
Wow, I love her so bad. I would tell her that we're going to make it. I genuinely would tell her we're going to make it. I had a really rough childhood. I did. Dang, I didn't want to get emotional. I would tell her to keep her smile, that we end up keeping our smile, and that she's the most beautiful woman that I know, and that everything that she's going to see, everything that she's going to touch, everything that she's going to hear is going to make her into who it is that she is. She's like a lotus flower. She bloomed in like such a dark place. So, and I would tell her that she's loved, most important. My younger self and what I look like just popped up in my head, like her just smiling with no teeth. And how like people really wanted me to stop smiling my whole life. Like that shit really hurts, you know? And it was really hard for me growing up because I was always like the ugly duckling. I was always like the one that people like cast aside, or it's just like, oh, that's just Dia. And it's frustrating when you know that you are something amazing and someone just doesn't want to recognize that, or they do recognize it, but it's like, it's bothersome to them that you are who you are, you know? So that really just like, that really hit me hard.
All right, and that leads into the last question. What do you have to say to your haters?
Fuck 'em, we ball. It's like that too, but I really, you know, it's so cliche to say, but I really want to say thank you because you created such a beast in me that I didn't even know existed. I honestly became such an alchemist just to be able to transmute that negative energy into something so wonderful for me. And I feel like the more people hate me, the more I get paid, the more prettier I become. And it's glorious to see. It's also glorious to see God's word be true. Like, it's like I'm really chosen. If you ain't got no haters, you really not popping. Hi. Love y'all. Let's stop that.